Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dylan Barreto on Podcast Poppy. I'm with Big Brother Steven Barreto, the Sand Viper. Hello.
Eat the dog shit yet?
Still no. FSU's cursed until otherwise. This is your weekly Speak on an NFL recap for week 2 of the 2024-2025 NFL season. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. But let's get started. It's a late night. Let's get this through. Chicago Bears, Houston Texans. Texans 19, Bears 13. This game, along with last game with the Titans, is a lot of growing pains for Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
He is doing so much of the shit that he did in college that doesn't work in the NFL.
It also doesn't help that his fucking coach is an idiot. So
his coach is an idiot, and Anthony in the chat said that he needs to be able to do more than with half a second. And I'm like, Caleb at USC didn't have an offensive line. So this is exactly how Caleb was playing for the 2 years. This is how Caleb was playing his Heisman year. This is how he was playing last year.
NFL.
It doesn't work. You can't just run around thinking you could just do whatever and just out-talent everybody like he did at USC because he was just so much better. If you go back to those games and you see him play Utah, Arizona, UCLA, all those teams that were like good, he struggled against. And it's TCU. Like it sucks. But like if he could figure out how to navigate, how to kind of change this style of play, this recklessness, then he'll be all right. It's just you get some of the flashes,
interceptions.
You get so many like some good flashes with Caleb where it's like, oh shit, like that's cool. But then you're like, man, you just gotta get over the other things. Like there's too many. The interceptions that he threw in this game were bad interceptions.
Listen, he was playing fine until he threw the interceptions. It's the fucking coach has got to get him on the move. Your line is already bad. Help him help your line out. Get him on the fucking move.
Like
you're missing Keenan Allen, but
I see this Bears team is going to be a lot like the Jets the last 2 years, where the defense is keeping them in these games and begging for the offense to score. And it sucks. It's not because Caleb's bad. It's just Caleb's got to beat the bad, like the dumb things out of his head. Because Caleb has this super high ceiling, but is only going to meet this crazy low floor if he continues to do what he's doing. And I want to kill him because it's only his second game. But these last 2 games are like the reason they are where they are is because of him.
Yeah, but 37 throws are too much for a fucking rookie quarterback against a fucking team that's expected to go far in the playoffs.
And even still, like, this Texas team is good. This is a very good Texas team. And the fact that they only lost by 6 is a testament to the talent that's on this Bears team. The Bears defense is fucking good. That's a very good defense. That's a very good team. There's too much talent on offense.
They got to find balance on offense. They were missing Keenan Allen, but they still have DJ Moore. They gotta
move DJ Moore around in that backfield like he's fucking Tyreek Hill.
Commit in the game and fucking get him involved. You can scheme plays for guys to get them the fucking ball in their hands.
Like DJ Moore needs to have a ton of touches. It doesn't matter how you get him, just needs to have a ton of touches. You don't need to send him 15 yards every route. That's what you have Adunze for. That's what you have Keenan Allen for. He should be the guy who's just motion in the backfield, motion from one side to the other, get him open in space so he can catch the ball and go. Use him like Debo.
Use fucking some zone read. Get Caleb fucking on the move. Get some RPO in there. You make it easy for him.
Because when Caleb was able to move tonight, like the few scrambles that he had, he was moving. He was moving well. The problem is he had too much gas on some of those fastballs that he was throwing and were sailing. Like one of them in the it's either mid fourth quarter or late third quarter, where he had his jersey ripped. He rolls out right and just chucks it to where there's 3 Texans players. That's not going to work here. Not going to work here, friend. Uniform's got to figure that out.
They gotta fucking do. It's the coaches. The coaches like these long developing routes with your your offensive line is bad. Get something easy. Make it easy for them. Still, 37, 36, 37 attempts. Well, 37 attempts for a rookie quarterback against a potential team that's going to go far in the playoffs. Like, what are we doing here? They're fucking hungry. Will Anderson was fucking wreaking havoc all day. Daniil Hunter coming in there, hitting them.
Anderson and Hunter were killing. And they kept targeting Stingley. Like that's a thing to do. Why are we doing that? Maybe we should not constantly target the best corner on the team.
The defense is shutting the shit down. They're holding fucking Nico Collins really the only thing. They shut down Tank Dell. They fucking Diggs didn't really do shit.
Yeah, outside of Nico Collins, like
they shut down.
Receivers didn't do anything. Mixon had a rough day. Cam Akers was doing his thing though, but still, like that Bears defense is fucking good at all levels. They need to figure it out on the offensive side, especially like the team is too talented to look like a team that's going to have 6 wins.
Keenan Allen's able to come back.
Right? We got to see that because he's dealing with plantar fasciitis, and that shit sucks. Coming from someone who deals with it every day, it's terrible. Vikings Niners. I didn't think this was going to happen. I didn't think this was going to happen.
You know, the last time San Francisco beat Minnesota in Minnesota was 1992.
Fun fact for those watching at home, I was not alive. I love Sam Darnold. Right? Sam Darnold, I say this all the time when referencing Sam Darnold. He was the one who got away. And I hate seeing the potential that I saw be used and come to fruition. It hurts me. It hurts my heart. Because it should have been me. This should have been me. But with that being said, he also did have a 95-yard touchdown pass to Justin Jefferson, which was incredible. Which was very much so like the Darnold first game after mononucleosis, where he played the Cowboys and hit Robbie Anderson for that 85-yard touchdown. God, fucking 6 years ago. Shit. Very much so. That's all I thought of. I was like, damn, Sam Darnold's fucking good.
And then pretty soon he's going to have a game. The San Francisco secondary is caca pee pee.
Caca poo poo.
The weakness of their team is their secondary. You can Justin Jefferson just run all over. And then Justin Jefferson got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
But he's fine.
Guess what? What do we say? Nick Bosa got hurt today. What do we say? They had all the injury luck last year. They're a team that always has people that has injuries.
Now I got Mike and James saying that I was wishing injury on Christian McCaffrey when I said I didn't want to grash him.
Be there for 6 weeks. And guess what? Well, what we always say about San Francisco, they don't really need McCaffrey.
They don't need him.
They extended him. Only thing he brings that the other running backs do is he can line up as wide receiver.
Here's Jordan Mason with his second straight 100-yard game. 5 yards of carry.
What do we say? The Shanahan. the Shanahan system with a Shanahan who's his dad used to do this, just grab backs and make them 1,000-yard rushers.
They've been doing this since before I was alive.
But let's not act like who were the two running backs before fucking McCaffrey got there. They were producing.
There was
McCaffrey
he found 28-year-old Raheem Mostert that got cut from 6 different practice squads and turned him into a 1,000-yard running back.
And then the other guy that's on the roster, forgot his name.
Jeff Wilson.
Jeff
Wilson in Miami. He had Matt Breida. He had Tevin Coleman.
Elijah Mitchell. He's still on the roster.
Oh my God! Like
1,000 yards.
It don't matter. Their scheme works. It's worked for 20+ years.
Only thing is difference when CMC's in there, he can get you like 65 to 90 catches.
Yeah.
It's wide receiver, so it makes him MVP. And you see Brock Purdy struggling against Minnesota for some reason. He just struggles against Minnesota. Like, what do you want him to do? Like, oh, you don't have McCaffrey. Jordan Mason still put up 100 yards rushing. Ayuk got the contract. Where's he at?
Where is he at?
Ayuk's not doing anything. It's
43. Kittle got carted. No, Kittle went to go get an IV. That's what it was. He got carted off and went to go get an IV. But this is a big win for the Vikings. Big win for the Vikings. So hopefully
how real the Vikings are when I forget who they play next week, but we're gonna find out.
The Vikings play the Texans. So we'll see. That's gonna be a good one. I'm impressed now. So like that giant win didn't really mean anything to me.
Play the Giants. It's hard to fucking feel impressful.
Giants didn't do anything. That Niner win was impressive for this Vikings team. So that's a good win for them.
Another point out on that is Shanahan, O'Connell's the coach. O'Connell's a McVay disciple.
Yeah.
Shanahan problems. O'Connell is his disciple, giving it, and Shanahan can't beat him.
This Seahawks team, Seahawks 23, Patriots 20, they're a bad 2-0 team. I feel like it's safe to say that they're a bad 2-0 team.
They're getting they got the new coach thing. Their defense is playing well. So
Kenneth Walker also didn't play, but like their defense is good. Their defense is about as good as I thought they'd be. The offense is kind of cockapoo-poo.
What I'm seeing, well, you got to remember this new coordinator. Everything's new on this team. New schemes, new everything. What I like to see is what they're doing. DK and JSN, focus on them. And then when you need something clutch, a first down or a big play, that's when you get Lockett to come in. But when they get Walker back, expect them to run. It's the defense. Byron, the rookie for Seattle, he had a day today.
Byron
Murphy, he had a fucking day today. And New England needs something. New England's wide receivers, they need something.
They are horrendous.
It was literally Hunter Henry today and Ramondre Stevenson running, but outside of fucking, they have no receivers to step up. They're hanging in the game. They need a receiver to stand out.
This was a bad game. Like I was trying to watch this game in between commercial breaks of the Jet game, and every time I saw this, I was like, "This is just fucking bad." Like, there's no reason the Seahawks should have taken the Patriots to overtime.
Seattle's going to be this undefeated team, and they're catching a team next week at the most perfect time for them because Seattle plays the Dolphins next week.
Oh, this is a great time to face them.
Yeah,
they're probably playing Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, who knows? He might get back.
Because boy, Tua. Ugh. Tua. Ugh. Oh, we didn't talk about that game. Bills Dolphins. Tua died.
Before Tua got hurt in this game, Arizona was giving the Bills trouble, and Miami couldn't do nothing.
Nothing. Tua, but before Tua showed his cat food brain, Tua played like he had cat food brain because he was bad. This was a horrendous game for Tua.
It was a bad game.
Yeah, before he got injured, he was playing one of the worst football games I've seen. His noodle arm was on full effect because he was trying to throw that ball out of bounds. It still was managed to get picked off. Like, this was bad. Like, he was Tua turned the ball over. Like, it was bad. James Cook feasted.
Yeah.
Feasted.
Didn't have to do anything really. He just, okay, Tua's gonna give you the ball. I'm just gonna give James Cook, whatever you want to do. Here.
And that's it.
I'll get a first down when I need to.
Damar Hamlin got it back in blood.
Here's the thing. That hit didn't look that bad.
That was Tua's fault.
Yes, but his head hits. Watch his head hit the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And then he starts throwing the gang signs up again. He's had the worst. His last 2 times he's had fucking concussions.
He's had the worst concussions I've ever seen.
Concussions I've ever seen. Like, we've seen guys get concussions. They're like, oh, he's out. And then the guy with his fucking arms and shit. Like,
it's insane. And he has no.
It was like,
he doesn't want to retire. So I feel like the only thing you can really do if he doesn't want to retire, if he wants to continue his career, is like he has to play. You have to make him play with the Guardian cap on, right?
The Guardian cap has to be a thing because
like you can't not let him play without that. And just to see,
he can't play. He doesn't need to. I don't know when
he's going to come back. I'd expect him to sit for at least the next 2 games.
He should,
but like
more time than that.
We knew he's concussion prone. Last year we forget a little bit because he didn't get hurt last year. Yeah. He played. I think he had one game where he kind of like slapped his head on the ground and he ended up coming back because he passed the test. But like we're 2 years removed from like 3 concussions in 1 year for him because he was starting to play a little reckless.
This will be his 5th concussion. They don't count that one against Buffalo as a concussion, even though it was a concussion. They don't count that one, and plus he had one in college.
Mm-hmm. So luckily for him, he got paid. I would hope for not even because he's in the AFC East, and I don't think this way. I don't like to wish injury on people, but like I really hope he considers retiring, like, and isn't just saying this.
He's going to get paid regardless because they have an injury clause in his contract if he gets hurt.
He should really contemplate retiring. Like, I get putting it away when you're mid-20s is like a hard thing to do, but like.
But no, he's had the scariest concussions I've ever seen on fucking live TV. When I've seen people have concussions, and you'd be like, oh, and be like, oh, he doesn't know his name. Oh, he doesn't know his name. Like, the guy looks like he's having a stroke when he has a concussion.
The worst thing that could happen, like my biggest fear is that this dude turns into Junior Seau. Like that is like the biggest fear is that he turns into Junior Seau. And watching like Manti Te'o talk about it, it's a tough look. You don't want to see a guy have to go through that. Moving on. Commanders Giants. Did you know the Giants are the first team to score 3 touchdowns and lose to a team who didn't score any?
Yes.
In a game.
Yes, I knew that.
This Giants team stinks.
Let me say the Giants are paying like $500 million to their defensive line to not sack anybody. They have 5 sacks today, and none of them came from any of their D line.
Oh, they got from. Oh, yeah, they were all from DBs.
They're all from DBs.
And a linebacker.
Blitzes. The Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Brian Burns. Last 2 weeks. Last week they didn't do jack shit. This week they still didn't do jack shit. But they actually got sacks. They got 5 sacks, and not one from defensive lineman. So. If anybody's going to lose a job, the GM's going to lose a job because then you have the thing that's run every day. I see it every day. Joe Showed and fucking John Mara. I really don't want to see Saquon in the Eagles jersey, and it happened. Like nobody knew. We want you to test it. Like, come on, this is what happens when your team wins, and it's not because of the quarterback. But this is why winning is not a quarterback stat. So they win because of Saquon. Everybody knows they won because of Saquon. And then, but you still, instead of just franchising Daniel Jones and giving Saquon a 3-year contract, because if you franchise him, it's a 1-year thing. And then when he sucked like he did last year, get hurt, guess what? You're out. And what it cost you? It also $35 million just to franchise him instead of you paid him $160.
This team stinks. This Giants team fucking stinks. Like when we were talking, me and Anthony were talking about the Panthers, and he was like, because Anthony owes me Gatorade. He lost a Gatorade bet because he guaranteed the Panthers are going to beat the fucking Chargers. Yeah, okay. And he said that the Chargers game was one of the only winnable games that they had on their schedule. I'm like, they never had a chance against the Chargers. Like, I'm not high on this Chargers team. They were never beating the Chargers. The winnable games that are on that Panther schedule are the Giants, the Commanders, and the Broncos. And he said, LOL, they're not beating the Commanders. I'm like, I think they could beat the Commanders because this Commanders team is not good.
Let me just point it out. The Giants only lost this game because their kicker fucking pulled his groin and they had no kicker. Because they couldn't kick field goals. They couldn't kick extra points. They couldn't kick field goals because they went for it on third down and they couldn't kick a field goal because they had no kicker.
This is you invent ways to lose games, and when you're inventing ways to lose games, that's the telltale of a fucking horrible team. Like, you might as well just fire Daboll now.
The Commanders team's defense is terrible.
Oh, they're bad. Dan Quinn's got himself a stinky poo-poo defense there.
Daniels is the bright spot in this game, but they could not score a touchdown.
Jaden's awesome. Brian Robinson's awesome.
But they could not score a fucking touchdown to save their life, and their defense is terrible. They literally got lucky that the Giants kicker fucking whatever happened to him.
I saw a post from a Commanders fan who said that this secondary fucking sucks. All the secondary does is do cool handshakes and get killed. That's all they do. They celebrate, they do cool handshakes, and then they give up fucking 40,000 yards. And, like, bright spot for the Giants, Malik Neighbors is good. Like, that's your bright spot for the Giants. Malik Neighbors is fucking good at football.
127 yards of Daniel Jones is 178. That's a problem.
Malik Neighbors is good.
He did drop that third down pass.
Yep. That's a tough one. But, like, if we're going to pass blame on anybody, it's like, look at these receiving stats. Neighbors has 10. Slayton, Wandale, and Singletary all had 6 total passes caught. This fucking Giant team stinks. And the Commanders are lucky they didn't lose this game because I'd be ripping them to shreds. But
they should have lost. If they didn't have a kicker, if Giants had a kicker, Giants would have won this game.
Because, boy, was that a fucking tough one. Chargers, Panthers. Chargers 26, Panthers 3. Chargers fucking stink. I mean, not Chargers stink. The Panthers fucking stink. Like, real fucking bad. Blow it up.
Yes, Bryce Young sucked, but it's not just him. The whole
Everything.
team. So, like, receivers can't
team,
open. Receivers
put
can't
it in the garbage.
And there's the thing is, like, the owner, what's he gonna do? He's gonna fire another coach and pay him not to fucking coach the team?
You have to keep the owner. Like, I mean, the coach. Like, that's it. You're stuck with him.
It takes time. You have a whole team to rebuild.
You're stuck with the coach. You have to just throw everybody else away. Nobody's safe.
Miles Sanders, and he sucks. He's not as good in play.
Nobody on that roster's safe. Go send, like, Adam Thielen and, like, these vets to places where they can, like, play real football. Like, this is just silly. Like, completely silly. Somebody go save J.C. Horn. Jadeveon Clowney looks stupid going here as instead of going back to the fucking Browns. Like this. Shout out to Florida Gator great Felipe Franks. This fucking team stinks. The shout out to modern medicine because 10, 15 years ago, a torn Achilles would have been the end. Especially for a guy like J.K. Dobbins who plays a really roughed up position that gets hit all the time. J.K. Dobbins is awesome. So shout out to J.K. Dobbins. Shout out to modern medicine. That shit's sick. Yeah, I got nothing else to say about that game, but they fucking stink. Go ahead, Steven. Saints 44, Cowboys 19.
Well, this is what happens when you don't address anything in the defense and free agency. When you absolutely do nothing in free agency. And the defense coordinator who didn't coach for the last 2 years, you hire him because he's been here before. And you don't hire Rex Ryan, and you don't fucking bring in Mike Vrabel. This is what fucking happens. The defense could not stop nothing. What do you want? What more do you want the offense to do? They scored on every possession in the first half. The Cowboys offense scored every possession in the first half, but the defense was so bad they could not stop nothing. They could not. There were times where Alvin Kamara only got touched by his teammates by getting a first down by running out of bounds or a touchdown. They're small up front. You're undersized. Guess what? You just run the ball. Guess what? Saints' new offense coordinator, Clint Kubiak. Guess what tree he comes from? The Shanahan tree.
Them boys know how to run the football.
Know how to fucking run the football.
Clint Kubiak runs the same offense that his dad Gary ran. Gary runs the same offense that Shanahan ran when he was coaching Denver, Washington, all these places. It goes deep. Shanahan tree works.
They don't have to do anything. They fucking have a cover two. They just fucking Rasheem Shaheed runs down the fucking middle between the safeties on a cover two and just run. Derek Carr threw 16 passes.
Derek Carr through 2 weeks looks like the best quarterback in football. And we all know this not to be true.
But the Shanahan offense hides quarterbacks.
Listen, Derek Carr, in his time with the Raiders, was a good quarterback, right? Nothing crazy. He had the 1 year where before he broke his leg where he was like really in the MVP conversation. And then like he never really got back to it. And then not his last year at the Raiders, the year before he was solid. If you get him in a good system, he'll be fine. But he's not as good as this is making him seem. And granted, this is a good football team we beat. Like we don't want to give him any credit for beating the Panthers, but like beating the Cowboys is a nice win.
He could not get touched. The Cowboys defense was so bad. It was so infuriatingly bad. Like it's like they could not force a down. They could not force a fourth down to save their life. It's like, what do you want them to do?
Yeah, and CeeDee Lamb had an awesome play as well, where he split the two DBs, had Tom Brady going crazy in the booth. The best part about Tom Brady's not good at this announcer thing, right? I think after 2 weeks, it's safe to say he's not good. We were good. When Tony Romo first got his job, we were like, yo, Tony Romo's really good. When Greg Olsen first got the job, we were like, yo, Greg Olsen's actually really good. Tom Brady's not very good at this. But the best thing Tom Brady did in the booth was him just going, "Ow! Whoa!" to that CeeDee Lamb play. That was great. So shout out to the Saints. That's a big win. Cowboys, that's a tough loss. But shit happens. Where were we? Colts Packers. Malik Willis, huh?
They really did nothing.
Nothing. He had a touchdown pass that was actually not a very good pass.
Josh Jacobs had his fucking 51 yards rushing, but Anthony Richardson was the story of this game, was being terrible.
I saw so many people after that one throw last week that were like, yo, Anthony Richardson, he's the real one. He's the one. And I'm just like, if you've watched him, you know this. You know what is true with Anthony Richardson.
If you watched him, you know what's going to happen. This is him. He's going to get you a play. He's going to give you a play like, oh, wow, that was awesome. But then he's going to do this. He's going to throw 3 interceptions. It's not a complete quarterback.
No, and I would like for him to be, but as of right now, he's not.
Can't really read the defense well. He can't fucking.
He also shouldn't be throwing 34 fucking times.
Yes. Yeah, if he's throwing 34 times, that's what you want. You want Richardson to throw 30 times. He needs to have 16 attempts like Derek Carr had today. That's how you win. Because Taylor, they couldn't stop the run. Why don't you run Jonathan Taylor 20 fucking times? It's a 6-point game. So if he has 12 attempts for 100 yards, it's only a 6-point game.
You could have had Richardson at 23 pass attempts and had Jonathan Taylor at fucking 24 rush attempts. They probably win this game.
Yeah, they couldn't stop Jonathan Taylor. What the fuck? He's averaging, what, 8 yards a carry? Get the fuck out of here.
Malik Willis did enough today. Who do the Packers play next? Packers play the Titans.
Malik Willis revenge game.
Yeah, sure. that Titans defense is good. That's a good Titans defense. So I don't know about a revenge game because that Colts team is not very good either. Browns 18, Jaguars 13. I didn't watch a lot of this game really at all. I saw the last drive by the Jaguars, and I was just like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Doug Peterson has got to go.
Yeah, what the fuck are we doing here in Jacksonville?
It's like, what? Why are you not using Trevor Lawrence in the fucking run game? Number one. And use fucking ATN in the pass game. You can use him as a fucking wide receiver. You need the fucking where was Christian Kirk in this game?
That I'm not sure. I know Gabe Davis ended up getting hurt, but Christian Kirk did nothing.
That's the one who drives the thing. They got to run the offense around Christian Kirk. And listen, the fucking Browns didn't have to do much to let Deshaun, he's gonna be able to get away with one because next week he gets the Giants next week, I believe. So he gets a chance to.
Yeah, they get a couple easier teams the next couple weeks. Even though the Raiders will play hard, they're still not great. That the Browns defense could win them that game.
Yeah, it depends what Browns defense shows up.
Jets 24, Titans 17. Fun fact, Mike has seen the Jets win more in person than I have. Because Mike and Roz were at this game.
In Nashville?
They flew to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta went to Tennessee to go sit in that dog shit stadium to watch the Titans lose to the Jets.
And another meme from Will Levis.
Will Levis leads the NFL in dumb shit. Because the Jets lost today in this game. CJ Mosley, which might have actually been a good thing because CJ Mosley was running around like he had Tim's on. And the second he went out, the Jets started stopping the run. So that's kind of crazy. Jermaine Johnson tore his Achilles. So he's done for the year. And then there was one more player that went out, I believe. But all I know is if Joe Douglas is on the phone with Hassan Reddick right now to just get this done, then the Jets have no shot. None, because Jermaine Johnson was awesome. So Nathaniel Hackett's a fucking dickhead. boy, is he such a dickhead. Where Janice is able to predict his play calling is bad.
Well, I want to point out that this is the 25th straight game that Aaron Rodgers has not thrown for 300 yards in the 25th straight game.
Listen, the thing with this Jets team is we don't need Aaron Rodgers to be this fucking incredible player, right? We just need somebody who could be an average quarterback. And 18 for 30, that's a little. I'll take it. I'll take 18 for 30 with 176 and 2 touchdowns. Like, that is worlds better than what I've been getting over the last 4 years.
The defense got to play better. Calvin Ridley torching Sauce Gardner, that's not supposed to happen.
No, that was such a weird play because Sauce literally stopped covering him once he saw Chuck Clark get there. Chuck barely misses that ball, and Calvin Ridley made a hell of a play on that. But the other touchdown was on a fucking end around. So I was like, I'm not worried about that one. But with that being the, second or third touchdown Sauce has given up in his career, cool. It is what it is. And no DJ Reed. So it was DJ Reed didn't play, CJ Mosley got hurt, and Jermaine Johnson got hurt. So we were down 3 valuable starters on there. Again, even though the CJ Mosley injury ended up being like a blessing because you got some of these younger guys who are able to move in there. You move Quincy Williams into that middle linebacker spot as opposed to outside and let him actually get in there, and he was working. Will McDonald had 3 fucking sacks as well. Breece Hall and Braylon Allen. I was screaming for Braylon Allen last week. You have no fucking idea on these fucking 3rd and shorts. Breece isn't that running back. Breece is not the guy who's going to power through to get you there. Breece is the one cut go, and then he's very difficult to get down one-on-one from there. Braylon Allen is a fucking tank. So be able to see them get him in there. And the only reason they did it is because Breece Hall had to go to the medical tent for a little bit. And if they didn't see Braylon Allen put in work, then it was like, okay, cool. We would have just seen Breece Hall the entire fucking game. And you can't just do that. I think Braylon Allen's the youngest person in NFL history to score touchdowns since like the 50s.
Yeah, he's got the oldest person thrown to the youngest person.
And I think he's the youngest player ever to have multiple touchdowns in a game for as well. Mike Williams. Aaron Rodgers does this fucking thing where even Janice was fucking getting mad at him, where he was letting the play clock go down every fucking play. Every fucking play. And I get why he does it, but it's so fucking annoying to have watched Salah had to burn 2 timeouts because of it. Like, I get it. You do it from time to time to help draw these guys offside so you get your shots at these free plays and whatnot. But, like, bro, figure it the fuck out. To even where Salah's like, Aaron's been doing this unintentionally his entire career. So, whatever. Jets win. Mike loses again. And on to Thursday Night Football against my arch rivals, the New England Patriots. Bucks 20, Lions 16. This was a fucking game.
Defensive game. Lions defense the last 2 games have been.
Lions defense is fucking good.
In today's NFL, with all the rules, if you hold 2 teams to 20 points, your defense is fucking good.
Yeah. This was 2 good defensive teams. Baker had a couple fucking plays in this game where it's like, geez. Jeez, Baker. He dropped one of the DBs on a juke.
They were calling some Baker run plays.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did that run where he juked the fucking guy. Jared Goff. Who knew Dan Campbell was going to cost his team the game with a bad 4th down play? And Jared Goff played. Here we go. You got the QB
55 fucking passing attempts.
Above, on, or below Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff.
He's right there with Kirk Cousins.
He's on the Kirk Cousins level. I'll put him below. But
he's right there. Like, because when Jared Goff is good, he's really good.
He's
but
good
he's not like great.
when he's protected, but then he's gonna show you that he can do this.
They definitely didn't run the ball enough because Jared Goff shouldn't have 55 passing attempts.
If Jared Goff throws 55 times, I guarantee you he's gonna have multiple interceptions.
And he did.
It's a close game. It's a close game. He's gonna. You need to run. You got Gibbs. You got Montgomery. What did you pay them? What did you pay Montgomery for? Amon-Ra St. Brown. He left the game with an injury.
He still had 100+ yards when he went down, but Dan Campbell loves making these gambles for him. Dan Gamble. That's what he is. Aiden Hutchinson had 4.5 fucking sacks, 3 in the first half.
Unbelievable. He could not be stopped.
It was unreal. He was unfucking real. It was good. It's good. I love seeing shit like that. Especially like from guys like Baker to, again, change this narrative on what his career is to be like this Kirk Cousins average quarterback and play meaningful football games, and Hutchinson to live up to that top pick.
Baker is successful when he doesn't have expectations, and nobody gave Tampa Bay expectations this year.
No, but it's also cool to see 3 of these teams in the NFC South competing.
When they have expectations for Baker, then that's when he starts going down. Yeah.
Raiders 26, Ravens 23.
Lamar Jackson can't be getting outplayed by fucking Gardner Minshew. That just cannot happen.
These also run the fucking football with Derrick Henry. Like, please. Like, you can't tell me. Harbaugh earlier in the week said we didn't bring Derrick Henry here to hand the ball off 30 times. You fucking should have. The guy averaged almost 5 yards a carry. Like, what are we doing here? And these Baltimore Ravens receivers fucking suck. They're fucking bad. Like, I don't understand it.
Well, the defense ain't helping out neither. Like,
no, but Devontae had himself a fucking game.
Brock Bowers and Devontae Adams fucking could not be.
What a fucking game.
Come out. As I said, the Raiders, Bills, and Ravens, if they don't come out 2 tight end sets all the fucking time, they need to be shot. Because they got
Max Crosby. This Ravens team looks like they lost 3 starters on their offensive line. Because they did. They lost 3 starters on their offensive line. Lamar can't get the protection he needs. The wide receivers don't play to a standard. Like it's Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, and everybody else. And Likely. I'll give Isaiah Likely that grace there too, but he didn't do shit. You need your Rashad Batemans to do something. You need Nelson Aguilar to fucking do something. But like,
I don't know how
you need to run the ball.
I don't know why Nelson Aguilar keeps getting on fucking teams. We know what he is. The fucking why? There's better. Go get Alamadeus Zacchaeus. At least you could get something, fucking a deep fucking ball to him every now and then. But Nelson Aguilar, he's gonna drop the ball.
I just don't understand how this Ravens team for a decade plus doesn't find out how to get good wide receivers on this team while they're still in their prime.
But it's time. They've had Harbaugh for a while now. Might be time for some new scenery.
Like
eventually a new coat of paint is going to be what works.
Let's take a look at like all these wide receivers that the Ravens have brought in over the last 10 years or so. Last year's most recent experiment of Odell Beckham Jr., he finished the year with like 55 catches for like 500 something yards, right? Let's bring it back a few years before. Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins, I think, might have been the best receiver Lamar's had. Besides Zay Flowers, obviously. Remember when they brought in Dez Bryant?
Yeah, they never used him. What's his face? Never fucking used him, and they never threw to him when he was on there.
Steve Smith.
Well, no, Steve Smith was there when Flacco was there.
I know, but I'm saying within the last 10 years. Yeah. Michael Crabtree. James Jones. They bring in receivers past their prime and expect them to just do work because of the price tag. Like, it might be time to finally invest some actual capital in the wide receiver position, because that could have been super helpful today. Super helpful. Like, I get it. You've used first round picks on wide receivers. Hollywood Brown didn't work out, but I could have told you that when he drafted. I don't care that he won the Biletnikoff Award. Like, he wasn't. You can't just keep getting 5'8" receivers and think it's gonna fucking work.
12 receivers.
Like, you can't fucking do it. And then there's people like fucking Stink who are like, oh, they've helped Lamar. They've drafted receivers, and that's great. They're not good.
If you draft a receiver and you keep drafting wrong, that means somebody's messing up. Pittsburgh always has some type of fucking wide receivers.
They figure it out. I don't know how they fucking figure it out every year. Every fucking 4 years, they find a new one.
They can never draft a receiver. Pittsburgh gets a receiver every year. Ravens, how many? Zay Flowers. How long did it take them to find fucking Zay Flowers?
It's been a long time. Anquan Bolden. Let's put Anquan Bolden on there. They got Anquan Bolden late in his fucking career too. It's incredible that this is where we're at. Mike, after week 1, after that Chiefs team, because he picked the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl, he said, I feel very good about my Super Bowl pick. I don't know if you could feel that same way after they lose to this fucking Raider team.
Next week, big game for the Ravens, big game for the Cowboys, because they play each other. And the Cowboys have never beaten the Ravens.
Really?
Never beaten the Ravens.
And who do the Raiders have next week? The Panthers. Okay, well, they could win that game. The Raiders should win that game. If the Raiders lose that game, then Anthony, I'm
in trouble.
Anthony, I'll be unbearable, sir. I will be unbearable. Cardinals, Rams. The Cardinals are good.
Look, the Cardinals will be the team that nobody wants to fucking face.
The Cardinals are good at football. The Rams are a hurt football team again. Yeah. Because not only did they lose Puka Nacua last week, they lost Cooper Kupp this week.
Hey.
And that's not great. The highlight of this game was this young gentleman, the father of a Hall of Famer, the son of a Hall of Famer, Marvin Harrison Jr., who in the first 10 minutes of the game, or first 5 minutes of the game, got all his yards and touchdowns.
Yeah, all Kyler Murray sometime this week said it wasn't his job to get him the ball. But now he remembered his job was to get him the ball.
And realistically, like, he's only got another month and a half to get him the ball because Call of Duty comes out soon. So
you're gonna see,
like, Kyler Murray outside of Lamar Jackson is probably, like I say this on the show all the time, is probably my favorite person to watch play football. Like, if Kyler Murray is 5 inches taller, he's probably the best quarterback in football.
Touchdown he threw to fucking what's his face. Or Jared Verse missed him 3 fucking times to the fucking touchdown pass, the fucking what's his face. I can't think of his name. Elijah Higgins.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Jared Verse missed him again. And missed him a 3rd time. Jared Verse was on the ground, hit the ground 3 times, diving for this motherfucker. It made the touchdown pass. Kyler's gonna run. It looks like a little kid running around with a football, and then he just throws it.
He's so exciting to watch. Like, he's actually electric. Like, if he was 5 inches taller, he's probably the best quarterback in football, and I stand on that.
Until Call of Duty comes out.
Until Call of Duty, because you really only get 2 months of Kyler Murray.
IQ goes down.
And he just starts trying to figure out where are we dropping. Is it time to talk about, yes, this fucking game here. This Bengals team is so infuriating because they can't beat the Patriots, but when the Chiefs roll around, they look like the only team that is a legitimate threat to them.
I don't know. Pat Mahomes, when he plays the Chiefs, when he plays the fucking Bengals, he just has his worst games. Like today, the theme was good quarterbacks play bad.
Except for Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow played a fucking game today.
Mahomes played a bad game.
Mahomes is terrible. But
No.
what we need to talk about is the ending of this game, where Mahomes threw 2 interceptions, where only one of them counted. Got some help from the refs on some pass interference calls that are bad calls.
The last pass interference was pass interference.
Yeah, but there was one before that where it was like, where they got the stop and they called pass interference. I'm like, the refs are helping a little bit here. But
I sent you the text message today. I'm like, Jamar Chase looks like he doesn't want to fucking play football.
He looks like he wants to. He'd rather negotiate his contract than play.
He caught the ball and McDuffie tackled him. Which, okay, I don't know what the fuck he was trying to get a flag for. I'm like, McDuffie didn't do nothing wrong. He just grabbed him and he just tackled him and put him on the ground. What do you want him to do? And then he wanted a flag, and then he just fucking cursing out the ref. I'm like, okay. And
that was insane.
Joe Burrow coming and throwing him, and he continues to come. He gets a fucking flag. I'm like, what is he doing? He didn't do jack shit today neither. Trent McDuffie shut his ass down.
McDuffie
got to realize
locked him up. Fucking what? Yusuf Avivis with the 2 touchdowns.
Jamar Chase need to realize that the Bengals have his fucking rights for the next 4 years. They got the fucking 5th-year option, and they can franchise him 2 fucking more years. They offered you fucking Justin Jefferson's contract. What? Take it. What's wrong getting off of the market?
You're not going to hit the market, so it doesn't even matter.
You're going to hit the market. They're not going to let you go. They got 4 years to fucking do so. They got a 5th-year option. You got next year, the 5th-year option, and 2 franchise tags.
Rashee Rice is good at football. Rashee Rice is very good at football. When he could play football and not like drive crazy, he's really good at fucking football. Because that touchdown pass he caught was fucking beautiful. Fucking beautiful.
Great throw. One of the few fucking good spots for Mahomes today where he just played bad. That interception by Cam Taylor-Britt with the one hand, I'm like, come on, man.
That was a great play.
Fuck you.
And that was only 2 plays before or after the other interception that was there.
Got called back. I'm like, oh, he just got bailed out by one. I'm like, it's.
And I don't want to be like that guy where it's like, oh, the refs are helping it, because I hate those people.
Well, the fucking last play was pass interference. Get over it, guys. It was pass interference. He fucking ran into him before the ball got there.
It's just tough. It's just tough losing that way. Being a fan of a team that lost the Chiefs the same way on a play that wasn't that.
The Bengals get up to play the Chiefs because they think they can beat the Chiefs.
They think they can beat them
because they have. Joe Burrow is the only one who has a winning record against Mahomes. He's still 3-2.
The Chiefs, I think, what was it? Joe Burrow went on somebody's podcast where he went on Travis Kelce's podcast and said, we're built to beat you guys.
Yeah, they're built to beat them. They always show like.
And until proven otherwise, if you're going to think about all the teams that are in the AFC, the Ravens in the playoffs tend to fuck around and fumble and like fall off. The Bills' defense always comes up short against Mahomes, and the only person who has beat him is Burrow.
The Chiefs are the gold standard, so you build your defenses to fucking beat them down. That's what Buffalo would do. But the problem is when you play Buffalo play Cincinnati, they get their ass whooped because they're built for Kansas City, they're not built for Cincinnati. And vice versa. All these teams are built for Kansas City, but when they face the other teams, they fucking lose.
It's like the Jets. The Jets are a team that are built to stop passing teams, not running teams. So it's like, okay, cool. We will give up the run if that's what you're gonna commit to, but we'll figure it out. But this was a fucking great game, though. A great game. Is that it for the week? No. Oh, this shit show of a fucking game. God, this game sucked.
The Steelers have the best fucking defense in the NFL, and they will remain the number one defense the whole fucking year. TJ Watt sacking Bo Nix with his aura is you see the sack? He barely grazed his fucking ankle and he's just falling.
Sacked him with his aura.
And every time George Pickens has a fucking highlight play, this happened last year and the year before. Every time he has a good play, it always gets called back. Every game George Pickens has a fucking
he was sitting there. He had this long, drawn out celebration where he was just like he turned his back to the line of scrimmage and all that stuff, and he's doing all his stuff where he's just waving his hands around, full crossing his arms, and I'm just sitting there like, oh, he could be real mad when he sees that play is coming back and it don't matter, and he was fucking pissed.
Justin Fields threw a dime to him, and every time, just fucking Arthur Smith is just calling. He's calling plays like he don't want Justin Fields to lose a game. He's calling plays scared. He's calling offensive plays scared. Last week they didn't attempt any throws in the middle because he was scared of Jesse. Arthur Smith was scared of Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons.
They definitely targeted the middle of the field more this today.
They got Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, this Broncos defense is fucking good. I said it last week. I'm gonna say it again here. This Broncos defense is fucking good. It's a good defense. They're much better than I thought they'd be. Their offense stinks, and they're bad.
Bo Nix
shouldn't be throwing the ball 35 times.
I never liked Bo Nix, regardless coming into the draft. I was not a Bo Nix person.
This is also a bad situation for Bo Nix. This is not a good situation to go with a quarterback. Because there's no safety blanket here. There's no security blanket here. It's not like you can sit here and he's going to learn from fucking who? Jarrett Stidham?
No.
Like, you soak in everything you learned from Zach Wilson.
Yeah, he is. He's soaking everything. Throwing receptions all over the place.
Fuck it. Cortland Sutton down there somewhere. This Broncos team is bad.
They can't fucking run the ball. They can't run the ball to save their life, so that's not helping.
Because they're stacking the box. They don't trust Bo Nix.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I don't trust Bo Nix. Bo Nix only throws fucking short passes.
This is all I saw for the last 4 years of Zach Wilson was until you prove you could beat us with your arm, we're gonna stack the box and you can't run.
Yeah, you can't run. Javonte Williams, his second year back from his ACL, 11 carries, 17 yards. That's not fucking. The leading rusher was Bo Nix. That can't happen.
Broncos team stinks. Fucking stinks.
Pittsburgh gave Russell Wilson the game ball because they beat his former team, and the motherfucker didn't play. But they gave him the game ball.
That's loser shit.
That's fucking horse shit.
And that's loser shit.
On like fucking Monday, it looked like he wanted to strangle Russell Wilson because they got a fucking meeting and it's like, oh, he's not playing. I'm like, guess what? They keep winning with Justin Fields. Russell Wilson's not going to get the starting spot.
Nope. And everybody always says to me, like, you can't lose your job because of injury. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, because how are you supposed to sit the guy if they're winning?
They're winning. What are they doing? And then, okay, so here's what's going to happen. You fucking if Russell Wilson can play next week, who the fuck Steelers play next week? You're going to fucking put Russell Wilson against the fucking
Chargers.
Oh boy. Well, the Chargers might. We don't know if they'll have Herbert that game, but the number one defense against the Chargers. And if you fucking Russell Wilson comes and stinks up the joint, when his first time back, when Justin Fields is moving the ball, they're using him running the ball. You just not asking him to do too much, but then you make Russell Wilson in there and he fucking plays like he's been playing the last 4 or 5 years.
Eventually, you're going to need this offense to score. Like, you can't keep holding teams to, like, 20 or under 20.
Smith's got to quit playing scared. Quit calling the game scared.
Yeah, you can't, like, you held the Falcons to 10. You held the Broncos to 6. This Chargers game is going to be interesting.
Because the Chargers can run the fucking ball, and their O-line.
The Chargers are not scared to run the fucking ball.
Joe Alt on one side, and what's this? Slater on the other side.
Joe Alt's a dog. Joe Alt is so fucking good.
They're going to run the ball. You're going to get a heavy dose of running the ball. We're going to see how good the Steelers really are against the run, because they're gonna stack the box again. Because you trust the Chargers fucking receivers? What receivers are you going to throw to? Fucking Quentin Johnson.
Lad McConkey
against the Panthers.
Quentin Johnson caught a ball, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Okay," but they got the nice white boy named Lad. LaDD McConkey.
Yeah, guess what? And the Steelers are gonna stack the box. Go ahead. I got our corners. We're gonna fucking get the best.
Yeah, that's a
Highsmith, Queen, Watt. Go do your thing. Hayward, go do your fucking thing.
All right. That's it for the recap so far. Tomorrow, Monday Night Football, we got Falcons Eagles. No AJ Brown.
No AJ Brown. I want to see how they're gonna fucking the Falcons defense is gonna do. This thing with the Kirk Cousins not being able to move, he don't line up under center. He's either in pistol or shotgun. Is this Monday night? You know, Kirk Cousins never fucking shows up. So
all I know is if you're a player and you've torn your Achilles, you should go off the recommendation of Aaron Rodgers. Go see Dr. Neil Elatrage, because everybody who was in that Achilles factory last year is balling. It's fucking balling.
Well, Kirk had his Achilles injury later.
Yes, and he also did the standard procedure.
Yeah.
In the standard, like, recovery and all that stuff. Dobbins had the standard procedure, but he was in the same facility as Rodgers rehabbing, and that they had like 6 guys in there that were all working.
If he can't do anything against the Eagles defense, then we're gonna be like, hey,
Penix.
You might have just bring in Michael Penix.
You gotta see what he's got.
Kirk came in too early.
Let him continue his rehab. Let him get comfortable moving again.
Should be expecting some coach firings tomorrow morning.
Ooh, you think Daboll's getting fired?
No, college, not NFL.
Oh, Bill Napier.
Napier's gonna get he's getting jammed.
Getting fired. I heard the boosters raised money to cover for his buyout to fire him. That's wild.
It's bad. They can't. College football, the one thing you can't do as a coach is lose to your rival or lose at home. Especially if you're at the University of Florida and you lose at home, you're getting fired. Florida State, you lose at home, you're getting fired.
I think I saw something there. I think it's the first time since like the 40s or whatever that both Florida and FSU are both 0-3.
Like 1950 something, because FSU and Miami didn't. Florida's over 100 years old. Like the FSU and Miami are like 50 and 60 years old, like 1950s, when they got their fucking football teams.
So that's a tough one.
Yeah, but Florida State used to be the girls' school.
Eat the dog shit.
It used to be all girls' school.
Eat the dog shit.
Eat the dog. No, matter of fact, I fucking hate y'all. Don't eat the dog shit. Let's keep this all day, every day. It's fuck FSU in this house.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back next week to review the week 3 slate of games. Hopefully, I'm not ready to fucking jump off a bridge after Thursday, because it's Patriot week now. Then we have to fucking never mind. I'm Podcast Poppy. I'm Dylan Barreto. I'm with Big Brother Steven Barreto. We are the Barreto Boys here for you weekly, every Sunday, to recap the games. We will see you next week.